My name's Derek Campbell. I grew up here in Mena. Went to school at Ouachita Baptist. Traveled, moved around a little bit, and found myself back in Mena starting a coffee roaster and coffee bar. So,
I'm Jennifer Campbell. We met in Fort Smith. That's where I'm from. So, but Mena's fun because we have a lot of family here. And we're able to start a business here.
well, Jennifer is super smart as far as roasting goes, and roasting kind of gives you more of control of what's going on.
The first couple batches we did, I didn't develop well, and so they didn't like cook on the inside, and they tasted kind of grassy. If they're not developed, they have like a grassy taste, and so we're like, eh. And so I learned how to like change my, you saw that little graph where it was more full in the middle, and that made it more developed. And so it's not perfect yet. There are things that I still want to change, but it's not grassy anymore.
Yeah.
So I had roasted in Seattle along with someone, and so they did everything, and I watched, and then I was able to do some practice batches there. So I was kind of used to it, but I think the hard part was like finding a new profile. So learning how to roast a new coffee. I'd never done that. Right. So I have an importer that I contact from Kansas City, and they have, the ability to import from different areas. And right now we have Colombia, Brazil, Ethiopia, and then Rwanda. So we got a sample roaster, and I put some beans in it, and it was like too hot, and then it immediately started cracking, and then it was like burning, and so I like opened it, and it went everywhere, and it was really bad.
Yeah, that was always gonna be like one of the most cool memories of sitting in our living room with the exhaust vent run out our window with a propane tank sitting there inside. Probably not the safest situation, but putting coffee in, being like, cool. Like first crack is like a
Usually
sign
first
that you've
crack doesn't
developed your
happen
coffee.
till like 14 minutes.
Yeah, and so, but even our first roast, we sit there and like, it's not cracking, and then we dump it out, and then it's like popcorn flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, we did it, and then right when I dropped it, it started popping, and so it was just like flying everywhere. And then I turned up the heat, and it was too much, and so it started burning, and immediately started popping. And I didn't want a fire because that is a concern.
So sitting there, afraid like, what have we done? We're gonna enter the coffee industry, and we can't roast coffee. Kind of the original idea of our business was, let's start a roastery first, and eventually add a coffee bar. But as we were putting our roastery together, we're like, well, we need to buy an espresso machine so that we can QC our coffees on espresso. And like, well, if we're going to buy that, we need to buy this. And it became a snowball effect of, well, if this, then that. And now we have a full-blown coffee bar along with the roaster. When we set up our bar, we knew exactly how we wanted things done, where we wanted things placed. While we both had some different ideas and philosophies just due to working in different companies, we were still able to come together and to generate like some general like, let's do it this way, at least starting out. And so we got everything set up, and making drinks, it comes really natural. Once we got the coffee roasted and we tried it, and we're like, okay, this is great, this tastes good. It was just back being in Seattle again. We're getting a good feedback for people coming in, just never experiencing coffee or an environment like this. They walk in, they're like, this is something out of the big city, and they're like, wow, it's so beautiful in here, and just blown away by the environment. And like, well, that's what we want. We want you to be able to come in and experience something new, and not only have great coffee, but a great experience while you're doing it. So.
And it's fun to nerd out with people because a lot of people want to just talk about it and learn, and we like talking. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing we love about coffee is I don't think that we can ever master it. I think there's always going to be something we can tweak here or there, or a new coffee that we can get in and try it, and then continue to play with it until we get the flavors out of it. I think coffee should be necessary for everyone.